Assets come in many different forms. As a PC technician, you'll work mostly with information and infrastructure assets. Information assets include items like files and databases. Infrastructure assets include physical devices that are used to build your organization's network, such as routers, firewalls, servers, and printers. Asset management is time-consuming and includes detailed record keeping. So why is it important? Well, first, it gives you control of your IT equipment inventory. You'll know exactly what you own, its cost, how long you've owned it, and when it needs to be replaced. Second, asset management can help you reduce costs. Because you already know what you have, you'll avoid accidentally purchasing duplicate assets. Asset management also helps you plan your IT budget because you can estimate when an asset will need to be replaced. With this information, you can make financial projections for several years into the future, eliminating budgetary surprises. And lastly, once you decide to dispose of old equipment, asset management helps to ensure that it's disposed of, accounted for, and taken out of service. There will be times when your organization needs to purchase new equipment. The procurement lifecycle is a recommended sequence to follow when finding and purchasing new equipment. First, you need to determine which assets you need. Make sure you understand why the asset is being purchased, the business need it addresses, and the funds that'll pay for it. Next, you'll want to produce a list of suppliers who provide the goods or services. You can touch base with these suppliers to obtain a quote or contract. Once you have that, you can ask for approval and obtain a purchase order. A purchase order basically says that you have permission to place the order, and it lets the vendor know that your company intends to pay. Some companies deliver before payment is received, and others require payment up front. If payment is required up front, the vendor will provide you with an invoice and wait for the purchase before they ship the product. Once it's been delivered, you'll want to be sure to audit the shipment to ensure that all items were delivered as requested. Now that you've received the asset, it's ready for deployment. During the deployment phase, you want to be sure to record all the information in your inventory. Many companies use an inventory management database, which is an application that helps to track an asset's lifecycle from deployment to disposal. Be sure to include vendor information as well. This could include the make, model, and asset tags, and any warranty, licensing, or support information that may apply. You'll also want to include internal information, such as the asset's location, any users that have been assigned to the asset, and any configuration information, such as an IP address that might have been assigned as well. You can use the information in the inventory management database to track an asset's life cycle. This helps to predict when the asset will need to be replaced and how much the replacement will cost. During the operations phase, the asset may require periodic maintenance. Let's look at a few examples. First, you'll want to apply and record any relevant updates or patches. You'll also want to perform preventative maintenance, such as installing uninterruptible power supplies to reduce the potential for damage. You should also troubleshoot any problems that occur and record any needed upgrades. This might include updating a hard drive, adding memory, or replacing a malfunctioning network interface. Eventually, you'll need to replace an asset because it's obsolete, it's worn out, or it's no longer required. When you record this information, be sure to clarify whether a new asset will take its place and how it was disposed of. Was it destroyed, thrown in the trash, or recycled? Keep in mind that all assets should be disposed of in a responsible manner and in compliance with all local laws. That's it for this lesson. In this lesson, we discussed asset management and some of its benefits. We also reviewed procurement, deployment, operations, and decommissioning, all the cycles that an asset passes through inside your organization.